Welcome to Trial by Wine. We take a closer look at crimes that highlight how fascinating humans can be. Schmidty, Swanee and Clarkey visit crimes and run them through their jury of three, debating both sides of the case to agree an appropriate, if totally fictitious, sentence. Please be advised, Trial by Wine may include explicit or disturbing content and will include drunken rambling. Listener discretion is advised. All right, how are we?
Very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Well, yes, all is good here.
That's
Schmidty?
Yes, I'm good, thanks for asking. Yeah, good. Yeah, good, thanks, good. It's crazy, though. Like, it's just the beginning of summer, I think, is it? And it's
Didn't
cold.
you have like an incredibly cold day yesterday in
Yes.
Melbourne? I heard that it was going to be potentially the coldest
In
1st of
38
December you'd
years.
had. Oh, there you go.
Coldest 1st of
It
December in
snowed
38 years.
on Falls Creek.
Oh my God.
Idiot.
Yeah, not ideal.
Crazy.
It's not the
isn't
first
it?
time it snowed in December by any stretch. It snowed a few years ago in Beechworth, I think, in December.
Well, Swanee, as you know, we went and visited the boys recently, and one of my
Yes.
jobs was to get the heater working for them because they'd bought this
Oh,
heater.
yeah,
and
yeah.
all winter we sort of tried to get it working. Anyway, we resolved that and it's working, and that they came on today and they said, oh, we've got the heater going. And I'm like, and unbelievably, you need to use it on the first day of summer. Crazy. I suppose that's the most boring news, but we like to do Weather Watch. Any other news?
Oh, we did our wine bottling on the weekend, which was
nice.
fabo, yes.
Delicious.
Yes.
Big fat red duck or something?
Big red duck, yes.
Big red duck.
No
I
fat.
don't know why I put that in
Did
there.
you give like the restaurant is it Bray in Berkshire, whatever else is it called? The fat duck or the blue
fat goose
duck.
or something.
The big blue fat duck.
Red, that's it, yeah.
It's where Red Rooster meets high cuisine.
I think if I had a restaurant, I'd call it the big fat something for sure. But I don't, so it's all good. So I suppose we should introduce ourselves. I'm Schmidty.
I'm Swanee.
And I'm Clarkey, and together we are
Trial by Wine.
And what are we drinking? Any big fat red duck by any chance?
I think I've got the equivalent of Red
No.
Rooster. I'm having tap water
yum.
in the bottle that sits in my bathroom, so it probably needs a wash to be fair. So is that the lowest of the low? Have I been lower than this?
It's
that down there?
the old room temperature flat water that's been sitting in a soda stream bottle for several days is probably our baseline.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
I have. Well, to be honest, it is fresh. I did just let it come out of the tap just then. So the
Oh,
bottle
no,
itself
it's
will
fine.
do. I know
It's fine.
it's kind of high.
I was going to say, as long as it's not bath water, you're fine. But
Oh my God,
toilet
you're
water.
talking about dirty water. So my twins have just returned from an 11-day hike in the wilderness where they don't shower, they don't do anything.
How revolting.
And what they have on them is what they carry with them the entire time. So it has taken their stuff comes back in plastic bags. They take them out of the big packs. So it's been sat in our garage because we had a lot of social stuff on the weekend. So I just couldn't start that process. So yesterday I did one child and today I've done the other because there's so much equipment or else. When you soak anything that they've had on, socks you'd expect, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking like a thermal top or whatever, like a thin layer that's just, cotton. It's actually not cotton because you know they take cotton wool or whatever else. When it soaks, the stuff that comes out of it, like I've never seen the water that dirty. It's just rancid. So yes, this is not that water, thankfully. So I've seen some bad water the last few days. My house and my laundry's been covered in terrible, terrible things.
Sometimes I think about the olden days, and I think like when you watch something like Outlander and that, where someone goes through a magic portal and she's in the 1700s, and I can never get past how bad it must smell. So to your point, where people bathe once or twice a year if you're
Yes.
lucky, and their clothes probably don't wash them more than every other month or if that. God, people must have smelled.
Well, they did
back in the
encourage
old
the kids.
days.
They said, look, you can bring deodorant if you want. There's just absolutely no point. You're better off smelling like everybody else does because if you smell different, you will start to smell everybody else. And I've got still such a bad sense of smell. When the buses pulled up and they pulled open like the bottom doors for the bags
Everyone
to
else
come out,
gagged?
I didn't, but all the parents were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it wasn't until we got the two of them in the back of the car to drive them back
that's
home.
funny.
We had all the windows down and I was like, oh yeah, I can smell it now.
I got it.
Sorry about that. What are you guys drinking? What are you all drinking?
Well, we, as I said, did our wine bottling on the weekend, and we had a bit of a celebration with rosé for no reason other than we could. which we were going quite well. And then it was time to go back to our unit and sort of sit on the veranda and have a rosé. And I think everything would have been fine. But some people turned up. We never met them before, started talking to them, went through 2.5 bottles of wine talking to these people. And I woke up the next morning going, what on earth happened? So I'm off the wine for a few days just to dry out.
Oh.
Do you mean you blanked out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, because we went through 2 bottles of Plonk each the other day.
That's
but it was
odd,
probably
isn't it?
over a longer period of time.
So we started at 11 o'clock in the morning,
Oh, well, that's a lot.
and then we only had a couple of pizzas for lunch.
Were you drinking through
So-
your bottling process as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah,
And then,
that's
Oh, so you were like 4 bottles down. by the end of the night.
yeah. By the time we got to the 2.5 bottles we had
Yeah,
with
no,
these people, we'd already
that's
had
hardcore.
a bit. So yeah, it was a lot.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
hardcore. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Right, fair enough.
We're
So
very
you
dusty Sunday.
I'm amazed you're even
Oh,
out
so
of
we're
bed.
on the sparkling
You're on
water.
sparkling water? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll hold up the alcohol side of the bargain today with a little bit of a James May gin and tonic. Just
Nice.
I went to a winery on Sunday for a Christmas party. We flew in a Qantas plane to the Margaret River from Perth.
Oh.
Wow.
I know, it wasn't what I was
nice
expecting.
work if you can get it. And you can
I
get
thought
it
it was
if
going to
you
be
try.
like a little small one because we've been
Oh, I
to
hate
Lewin
them.
before in a small plane. I thought it was the same thing. And I kept thinking, why have we been invited? This is a bit odd. When we turned up, it was a different terminal.
So did you
It was-
land at Lewin?
No, we landed at Bustleton. So then we had to be driven
Yeah,
in
right.
from Bustleton.
Driven. Oh, it's
So it was
that's
a lot
not a
of
clear
trouble.
drive, isn't it?
You know, it's that thing where you're going to a winery. It's like, I sort of whispering to Jeremy going, how will I do the thing where, because I don't really drink wine. So he goes, well, you'll drink the bubbles. Just ask them to keep you on that kind of thing and just sit on it. So I was just a bit surreptitious. But everyone was like raving about the wine. Then everyone was taking bottles back on the bus just off their heads. But
Oh, yeah, that's how they make money out of you.
Yeah.
And then you go home and you drink the wine 3 weeks later, you go, oh, remember this, it was great.
Yeah.
And you think, this doesn't taste anything
Like
like
it
my
did on the
Monday.
day.
Yeah.
And it's because you've drunk so much, you're so shit-faced, you're like, yeah, I'll take a
That all
dozen of
tastes good.
those. It all
I think I
tastes
must
good,
have been the only
that's right.
sober person on the bus on the way back.
That would be the
I've
model.
fallen for that a couple of times.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
I think
I
we
know,
all do.
maybe.
All right. Well, I suppose, would you like to hear a story?
I really would.
Yes, indeed.
So I put this together. I won't say wrote it because it's a compilation of things. I put this together after Tony and I visited the boys.
Okay.
And so it was the weekend, after the weekend that we had on the Sunday.
Was there a
we got
murder
home.
up here?
No, was there? No,
Oh,
no. I don't remember
okay.
one. But I only had 2 bottles. I don't think I had an absolute blackout, but yeah. But we got back on the Sunday. We left at about 9:30 your place. Got home about 1:30. It was rainy and we were pretty tired anyway from having boozed on for a couple of days. So I was mooching around on my bed, as in just lying there doom scrolling. You know what you do, you sit there and you're scrolling through
Yeah.
Facebook or whatever. And it didn't really take very long for some quite nasty headlines to pop up. And a couple of them, of course, piqued my interest. And then I basically found myself on the Daily Express US version, which is the express.com. And I couldn't help but notice how many horrendous stories were on there. So I've collated a few for you today. And they're not funny. They're nasty stories. And it's sort of terrifying that they exist at all. But hopefully somewhere in this we might get some banter, even just for our own sanity. A bit like the last episode that I just edited where I had to take out the bit that I sent you both, which was for our own
Goodness.
sanity. And I laughed again as I was editing it.
It's so funny because the thing that I found the funniest out of all that was the way you spoke to the dog.
Yeah.
Get out, Gemma.
Gemma!
Leave them. Not now, Gemma.
Oh, my God. That was funny. Anyway, sorry, listeners, that's an in-joke.
Yes.
Okay, so the first story, buckle up, right? Get ready. And I'm cold
Oh,
reading
okay.
this. I did
Oh.
read them at the time, but I've forgotten them. So
Okay.
I've
Get
been
ready
new
for
for you
this.
as well then.
oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, yeah, this is coming back.
Oh,
So the headline was Haunting Video of Girl 6 Before Dad Forced Rapist to Dig His Own Grave and Kill Himself.
Ooh,
so what was the context?
That's
what,
a lot.
what did you Google?
I didn't Google anything. I was on Facebook and it just presented some story and then this one popped up and I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh.
So I went and had a look at it. This is by Hannah Broughton and Bridget Brown and it's from the 23rd of November 2025, so quite recent.
Oh.
A Russian father, so it didn't happen in America, Russian father took justice into his own hands after uncovering video evidence of a man sexually abusing his 6-year-old daughter by making the predator dig his own grave and convincing him to take his own life. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I'm about to butcher Russian pronunciations of names. Vyacheslav, if you like, Matrosov, 35, discovered footage showing his young daughter being sexually abused by Oleg Sviridov, 32. And this bit's really awful, so buckle up. In a disturbing phone recording, the child can be heard begging, Oleg, that's enough. I can't take it anymore. I want to go home. Isn't that horrendous, right?
Ooh.
Whew. So, originally facing murder charges, Matrosov's case shifted when additional investigation revealed that Sviridov's fatal wounds were self-inflicted. In 2022, Matrosov was handed an 18-month prison term, eventually serving 12 months before his release. Russian public opinion overwhelmingly supported Matrosov after details surfaced that he had forced his daughter's abuser to dig his own grave in the woods. After being freed from custody, Matrosov shared on social media with the message, home, very much love. Sorry, I don't know where I got that from.
What?
Home, love very much. I don't know how I got that backwards. Oh, my God. The Krasnoglinsky court in Samara convicted Matrosov of encouraging Sviridov to end his own life, leading to an 18-month sentence at a strict regime penal colony. If Matrosov had been found guilty of murder, the former rocket engine factory employee could have been sentenced to up to 15 years behind bars. The local community in the Samara region stood firmly behind Matrosov after he was connected to the death of convicted child molester Sviridov, bringing worldwide attention to the case. Oh, my God. The residents of Prebrezhonye generously contributed to cover Matrosov's initial legal costs. The petition swiftly amassed 2,500 signatures calling for Matrosov's acquittal, with locals expressing their gratitude for saving our children by ridding us of a child sex attacker. I don't know why I'm reading in a dyslexic
You're
fashion
doing quite
today.
well.
I don't know why I'm turning all the words backwards. I don't know. Prominent TV personality and former Russian presidential candidate Ksenia Sobchak publicly declared, all parents are standing up for the paedophile's killer. Whew. So that one was a doozy. And I looked around and I couldn't find much more on the details than this in the one report. Some said he served a year, others said he served 6 months. Either way, it wasn't 15 years for murder. And they all pictured the grave that had been dug. It was quite a shallow grave because let's face it, who's going to dig their own grave and go down 6 feet? The whole thing was just extraordinary. And I believe that the man, when he killed himself, he stabbed himself to death, which is also kind of awkward. Yeah.
Oh,
I assumed it was going to be gun.
Yeah, no, he had stab
slit his
wounds.
throat or something.
I mean,
Maybe
intrigued as to how they proved that he
Maybe
did
cut
it
his own
himself.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, it might have been cut his own wrists. And then I think I did read something that in another excerpt where Matrosov let him kill himself, buried him, and then didn't actually tell anyone for a while, and then was like, oh, look, there's this guy.
I've done a
back here.
thing.
He might have said, I've done a thing, or someone found the grave and he went, oh, yeah, that was me.
There's a lot of questions I've got, and I don't expect you to answer them because you haven't gone into
Try
it in
me,
depth,
because I did
but-
read a couple. I did look around a little bit.
Well, I don't understand how they proved that he killed himself with a knife, not somebody else killed him with a knife, because I feel like you could mimic that.
Yeah, maybe. They probably didn't try terribly hard.
And I'm also not sure. Remember we did the case on the text thing where the girl encouraged
Yes.
the guy to kill himself.
The legality
I'm not
of
sure
it.
I want to go leniently on people who encourage others to kill themselves.
Vigilante.
But so I think I'd be more forgiving of the fact that it was vigilante and the bloke deserved it. And so yes, we don't like this, but given the provocation, we're going to let you off, as opposed to you only encouraged him to kill himself, so you're off the hook. So do you know what I mean?
Well, it wasn't quite off the hook, but he wasn't done for murder. So
No,
if he
it
had
was
said, I
done
stabbed
for
him.
yeah.
It was done for something like encouraging. There was some term
But
for it.
if he had said that he killed him because he did the
Was
same
provoked.
thing,
Yeah.
I'd be going, whatever, give him 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be doing it because he encouraged someone to commit suicide.
What would your sentence be if he encouraged the man who had sexually assaulted his daughter?
Oh, it wouldn't be any different because of the provocation. All I'm saying is that I think he gets a lenient sentence because of the provocation, not a lenient sentence because
not murder.
He allegedly,
Yeah,
posthumously, he's the only one who can corroborate his story, but he said the bloke killed himself.
I think they actually did charge him with murder initially, and then decided forensically there was enough evidence that his
But even with
account
murder,
was
I'd probably let him off because what the fuck, mate?
And if you want to know the greater betrayal, Oleg Sviridov was his best mate. So his best mate was abusing his child.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was what was interesting because the way that she spoke to him seemed a bit odd that I didn't
familiar.
know him.
She knew him quite well.
I don't stop it.
It's awful.
It also doesn't sound like it's the first time.
No, it might have been the first time they found evidence. That's gross. They probably found it. Like I think the dad found it on his phone or found this recording, but there's every chance that more than that happened. Yeah. Oof. All right. So here's the next appalling story.
Do you know what?
This one's a shocker. Okay.
Do you know what I did here the other day? Was like on. It might have been 60 Minutes or one of those sort of TV programs, and they were talking to a woman who was a scam artist, a la when we had Brad Pitt.
Us. Yeah.
Yes. And then I reckon she was in that. What was that zone that you talked about in your story?
The triangle,
the TRC.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say that she was there, but she called like the Australian journalist and she was saying, and exactly like, someone who said, I've got nothing else. I have to do this to survive. It's totally ripping off Aussies kind of thing. But I was like, I reckon she's in the zone.
In a compound.
In the TRC or whatever.
The triangle. Yeah.
That's it, triangle.
Economic zone.
That's it. I was like, I know what they're talking about. It's a real story. And the thing is, before you told me about that, never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
No.
That's in Myanmar on the border with China, or near the border with China.
She was a Bangladeshi, but that
she would have
made
been
more sense.
You would have applied for a job.
Yeah.
Trafficked. Yes.
Trafficked. Yeah. All right. Well,
What's your next story?
This one is about a woman who wasn't trafficked, but it's pretty awful. Oh, here we go. So the headline is, woman said she had made a mistake after meeting man with the intention of being killed.
What?
Sonia, they're complicated headlines. Sonia Exelby, 32, touched down at Florida's Gainesville Regional Airport on the 10th of October and never arrived back for her return flight 3 days later. And in fairness, I'm not even quite sure why she booked a return flight. Swanee?
Is this just recently?
Yeah.
Oh, I have seen this one. This is the first time I do know that one. Yeah.
She would have booked the return flight because it's better value.
Maybe.
True.
Maybe.
They always are. It's never twice as much.
She probably had to fly into the US or something like that anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
if they'd be like,
value.
just come on in, take your time, leave when you're ready. I don't know they do that there.
No. So this story is by Anders Anglesey and Amrita Carroll, and this was from the 19th of November 2025. A British woman who was murdered in the US allegedly travelled to Florida with the intention of being killed by a man she met on a fetish website. Sonia Exelby, 32, from Portsmouth, UK, landed at Florida's Gainesville Regional Airport on the 10th of October, never made her return home 3 days later. Her flight was discovered in a shallow... What am I saying? Her body was discovered in a shallow grave in the woods in Marion County, northwest of Orlando, a week after she arrived in Florida. A friend of Sonia's shared a public appeal for her to come home amid concerns she had gotten into an extremely vulnerable situation. The appeal, posted on Instagram, said, Sonia is such a vulnerable person and really struggling with her mental health.
No shit, Sherlock.
No shit, Sherlock, yeah. We believe she got on a plane on Friday and made her way to Florida, Tallahassee from the UK.
She actually doesn't have a fetish where she wants someone to kill them. She just has a massive mental health problem.
I get your point. We believe she has arranged to meet someone there and has got herself into an extremely vulnerable situation. That's all I can really say on that, said the friend. Oh, I don't know. I think you could have expanded a little further.
I feel like, that's all. Close?
That's all I've got to say about that. What?
Did you even know it? Was she a close friend?
So the websites and stuff she was looking at, you can't tell us anything about that? Oh, yeah. They were basically, she was trying to find someone to kill her.
For 2 years.
Yeah.
Yep. British authorities...
She had a boyfriend, though. I think this is important to point out. You know how women are always going, oh, my God, she can get a boyfriend. I can't even get a boyfriend. Here's a woman who's actively trying to find someone to murder murder her. Sorry, not herself. And, she's got a boyfriend.
But he didn't want to kill her, I don't think.
No. He knew she wasn't well. By all
What's wrong
accounts,
with
I
him?
think. Yeah.
Well, I think it comes down to what kind of intervention really can you put in place for this sort of stuff. So the British authorities contacted the Florida Department of Law Enforcement through Interpol, a global police cooperation organisation. That doesn't seem grammatically correct. US.
I feel like
Daily Mail.
Interpol's a bit better than that anyway.
Also, I can't believe we have to explain what Interpol is to anyone.
I know.
Anyway. They believe she was living with a mental health condition and had thoughts of ending her life, according to investigation reports The Mirror. They believe she travelled to Florida in order to meet with a man who would allegedly violently kill her. Investigators arrested Dwayne Hall, 53, after allegedly linking him to transactions that were said to be made using Sonia's credit cards. According to police, Hall picked Sonia up from the airport and took her to an Airbnb in Reddick. Initially, Hall reportedly gave several different accounts to the police before confessing that he first connected with Sonia on a fetish website 2 years prior. He claimed that Sonia was suicidal and desired to be killed. He portrayed himself as a mentor who intended to assist her rather than harm her, according to an arrest report obtained by TV20. And assist her in what way? To die? Because I'm pretty sure that's illegal. A bit like our last one, right? The suspect also reportedly admitted to having violent tendencies. Might be why he was on a fetish website talking to people who wanted to die by violent means. Yeah. Hall further alleged that they had sexual encounters multiple times and that he filmed her, but later deleted the videos. I mean, you could argue that he might have even raped her, and he was just saying that so that when they found her body, he said, it was all consensual. Police obtained a video that reportedly shows Sonia with bruises all over her body, with Hall allegedly questioning her about her presence there. Hall continued to press Sonia, seemingly trying to get her to consent to be harmed. Detectives noted that Sonia appeared hesitant and visibly upset in the video, nodding in response. Investigators discovered a message supposedly sent by Sonia to a friend via the online messaging platform Discord on October the 11th. Additional messages from Sonia to a friend reportedly indicated that she believed a mistake had been made. According to investigators, the messages showed that Hall was controlling her, that she was afraid and had made a mistake. During her stay at the Airbnb, she reportedly expressed regret, stating, "He made it clear there was no way out unless I shoot him. I was questioning it last night. I thought he'd do it quick and not give my mind time to stew." And I think that is really indicative of her mental state.
There's a lot going on in this story.
Yeah, I know. A body was later discovered in the woods of Marion County.
I'm thankful that I have seen it myself, because I don't think I would be able to get my head around it. And unfortunately, all I can do is picture him, because I've seen him. And I'll tell you what, if I was liaising with someone like that online, I'd be like, but do I really want to get... I don't know. I kind of maybe thought someone a bit better looking.
I know. It's not the best murderer looking.
No, I was like, I think she could have... She should have kept looking.
She could have done better.
She could have kept looking, yeah.
So a body was later discovered in the woods of Marion County with fingerprints that matched Sonia's. A shovel found in Hall's garage allegedly bore Sonia's DNA. An autopsy revealed that Sonia had been stabbed 4 times with a knife, leading to her death. Investigators discovered that Hall had sent a package to a friend in Ohio after Sonia's demise. Authorities in Ohio found a knife with suspected bloodstains on it, believed to be Sonia's DNA. Hall has since been arrested and charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, credit card fraud, and unlawful use of a communication device. I think he stole her phone.
I'm with a lot of that. I think they were good charges.
Yeah. An article specifically about the video that is mentioned in the top one. This article follows on, and it's about a chilling video with alleged killer days after flying to the US to be murdered. A man is, blah, blah, that bit's the same. This is by Oliver Radcliffe, who apparently is a news reporter, because that's what it says, on Friday the 21st, 2025, which begs the question of who were the other people I were quoting in the other articles, because they don't follow their name as news reporter. I'm not sure. According to the arrest affidavit seen by the New York Post, the Brit can be seen on the video covered in bruises and cuts on her face, neck and breasts, telling Hall how and why she wanted to be killed. In the video, Exelby is reported to have said she wanted to die because I'm an awful person, before telling Hall, "I've crushed everyone who ever loved me." In the video, she can be seen crying before the 53-year-old asks how she wants to be killed, to which she hesitates before saying she wanted to be stabbed. According to the document, Hall replied, "This is how you wanted to die, right? You wanted to be beaten and made to suffer because you're such a piece of shit." The video lasts just over 4 minutes, with Hall continually asking if this is what she consents to, with Hall agreeing. I feel like he's done this to get off. He's like, perfect person to kill. They're saying yes. Doesn't matter. It's all completely legal anyway, but it's like he's a dickhead who thinks that a video of her saying, yep, this is what I want,
Yeah, I'm good.
is going to exonerate him somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it goes for 4 minutes, with Hall continually asking that, sorry, blah, blah, blah. Police describe Exelby as being subdued, hesitant, and never looking up towards the camera. I can't imagine why. I mean, she's been effectively locked up and beaten up by this guy and tortured. Why would she be subdued? The same day the video was made, Exelby was found to be sending messages online saying she was having doubts and that Hall's only way out was to shoot him, which frankly she should have just done. It is also reported she didn't think she could kill him.
She's not a murderer.
She's not a murderer, that's right. I know. I mean, I would have. But anyway, in that scenario.
I don't doubt that. You've done it plenty of times before.
I wouldn't have got into that scenario in the first place. But should I have found myself in that position, I think I probably would have gone, you know what, I've made a mistake. I am going to kill you. He also reported to have made her record disclaimers and send letters to her family. I mean, this is the point, right? What a setup. The messages said, he made it clear there was no way out unless I shoot him. I was questioning it last night. I can't kill anyone. This is the thing, right? I thought he'd do it quick and not give my mind time to stew and realise this is the last thing I'll ever say to anyone if I don't take his offer of shooting him. Isn't that awful?
I don't get the connection between what's the shooting got to do with anything?
He's just saying, you're not going to get out of here. The only way out of here, I'm either going to kill you or you have to kill me.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
so if you
backing out
don't,
of
even
this.
if you don't consent, I'm still going to kill you unless you kill me.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, like
I know, it's a bit odd. So
it's
she
just
says,
murder. Stop trying to confuse things. You just murdered her.
she goes on to say, I'm so scared. I'm so broken and in so much pain. All I can do is lay here and do what he wants. Makes him respect me enough not to do the things I really hate. Well, it just sounds terrible. Police found all this evidence on Hall's phone after an investigation was launched when she failed to board her flight back home to the UK. It's also reported that she was supposed to bring $4,000 to give to him to pay his tax debts, although after giving $1,200, her credit card then declined. After being arrested on suspicion of murder and kidnapping, Hall is claimed to have told officers that he had been mentoring Exelby and he didn't want to kill her himself. So mentoring her to kill herself, by the sound of it, doesn't sound like it. He also gave several conflicting accounts to detectives before saying it was all a cover story created by Exelby. Hall refused to reveal where her body was, but officers soon found a shallow grave where she'd been buried.
Was there evidence that she actually did want him to kill her prior to her going to America?
I think so. I think she had been, and Swanee, you might be able to add to this because you've also clearly read up on it. But I think it's true that she was definitely engaging in conversations on websites with suicidal ideation and wanting someone to kill her.
Yep.
This is the thing about kinks and fetishes and stuff. Like there are some things that, and I'm not saying she was doing this from a sexual perspective either. I don't think she was. I think she was over herself and wanting to end her life and maybe thought that it would be too hard to do herself or that she deserved to be punished in the process of being killed. I don't know. But certainly from his perspective as a fetishist, he clearly got off on the idea of killing someone.
I just don't see that as being a fetish. It's just murder. And you might be in a fetish website looking for prey as a freaking predator. Typically anyone who's considering committing suicide, you would help them and get them help so that they don't.
To commit suicide.
You wouldn't say, oh, well, come over to my house and let's have this fucking standoff where I say the only way out is if you kill me.
But then it's not to kill yourself. The only way out is if you kill me or I kill you.
Or otherwise I'm going to kill you. That's just murder.
Bullshit. Yeah. Oh, he's a murderer, full stop, right? And then but I find the weird thing is that he seems to think that by having this, if you like, evidence of her saying, I'm all cool with this, that's okay and it's not going to be murder, but it still is.
And murder's not a fetish. It's just not. It's a freaking crime.
Could be. What's
I'm
a
not
fetish?
Copping that. I'm not copping it
What's a fetish?
Because it's a crime.
Well, so's cannibalism, and that's a fetish.
I don't think so.
Cutting your own legs off, apparently, is a fetish.
I don't think that's I think that's a mental health
Apparently it is.
issue.
Right. Oh, okay.
Like, I just...
Oh, you're yucking someone's yum here, and you're making it into a mental health problem.
Yeah, 100% I am. It's just
Maybe
the whole thing
line.
is just nonsense. The poor woman had issues, and he's just gone, come over to my house, I'll kill you.
I'll do that for you. Don't worry about it.
Like,
I know you're right, but I think there are some levels of complexity that she brings to the table through the avenues that she found him. He didn't put her on a flight over. There's all this sort of stuff that contributes to this really murky sort of, her contribution to her demise was not negligible. Do you know what I mean? It was significant.
She wasn't walking down the street and he pulled her into a van.
And that's what's scary, to think that there are, well, actually, what do you expect? Who do you think you're going to meet on a website that's that dark, that's the kind of thing you're looking for? You're going to meet someone who's a potential murderer, I guess.
But I don't know.
That's what you're after.
That's the thing. That's exactly what you're after.
Yeah.
But I don't know that she necessarily was saying she didn't want to die. She didn't want to die the way it was playing out. Perhaps, I think what I was reading.
Yeah.
But also, so I would agree that she at some point did want to die, but that's the whole point of trying to offer her help instead of going, well, come over to my house and
but we're not dealing with it. Mr. Hall, he had one of those funny names. What was his name, his first name? Dwayne, that's right. Mr. Hall was not a normal person. Mr. Hall
is a murderer.
Was a predator and a murderer. That's right, yes.
But then... Yes, he's all those things, and I'm not even talking about him. But at what point, if she's so hell-bent on dying, it's the bit that gets complicated for me is she's unable to do that herself, and the lengths she goes to meet this man, to have the job done that way, is where I just think, whoa, like, it is really very dark.
Awful.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Sorry, I did misread something because I clearly am having a brain aneurysm.
No one died?
No, definitely died. But that line that I said, Hall has claimed to have told officers that he'd been mentoring Exelby and that he didn't want her to kill herself. I misread that as he didn't want to kill her himself. But no, he's saying that he didn't want her to kill herself. So he did it for her?
Because suicide's a sin?
I have no idea. It's very twisted.
This is so messed up. It's just... I think if you just strip it all back...
I found a whole bunch of really messed up stories and thought, why not? I'll just share these with you.
It just
There's
looks to me...
There's not a lot more to that story either at this point, I don't think.
No, and that's why it's all allegedly and allegedly because
so what I've seen is about what you've seen, which is like a sensational headline. Then you sort of try and, dig a bit deeper and you get more confused and it raises more questions, yeah. But there was a boyfriend.
Well, I missed the fact there was a boyfriend, but I tell you what I was disturbed by. She looked like the kind of young woman who works with me. Like this.
Yeah. There's nothing remarkable, was it?
There's nothing. Well, she just looked like a kind of person who should be going out in London and having a good time at Christmas now.
Yeah,
not flying to Florida and being brutally murdered, whether she thought she wanted it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, so that's awful. So that was all depressing. And there were about 10 other headlines of gruesome stories that make you wonder where humanity is headed. So I thought I'd end with this one, I thought I had 10 pages, but turns out we're pretty good at talking about these things. So I thought I'd read you this one just to try and end on something so inappropriate, but maybe funny. Get your best southern accents out, Clarkie.
Cletus, get off your sister.
I'm so glad you said it because that's exactly what this is about.
Oh no, Cletus.
US most inbred family members led away from West Virginia home in forced removal. Cletus, get off your sister.
Why is that? Cletus, get off your brother. Cletus' brother, get off your sister. Papa, get off your children. I mean, it probably happened. There's nothing funny about this except that it's just that
God,
Cletus, get off your sister thing. But in outside of that American setting, you'd be going, this is terrible. But
I can't remember, what was the film? Was it like The Hills Have Eyes or something that's about this cannibalistic inbred family? Is that the one where they come and they eat everyone? I don't watch that sort of film, so I'm not sure if it's that one. But that's That and diddling, ning, 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 ning,
Deliverance
ning,
is the
diddling,
one
ning,
that,
ning.
yeah.
The dueling banjos came to mind while I was reading this. And I think these people, I feel sorry for these people because the more I read about them, I think they've been a little bit exploited
Is
by
it in the Appalachian Mountains?
Yeah.
It will be.
West Virginia.
Yeah. All these kind of stories are.
It'll have to be
the
Appalachia.
photographers that have gone in and done sort of photo documentaries of the level of inbreedness.
This is what's happened. This is this one documentarian who's found them, befriended them, and exploited them.
Oh, they're sitting like on
the.
right.
To be fair, they didn't have TV back then.
Oh, let me explain. So 3 members of the Whitaker family, known as America's most inbred family, were removed from their home in Odd, West Virginia, by authorities. And frankly, I think that they were living in the right place. I mean, if you're going to live somewhere, it should be Odd, West Virginia. This story is by Michael D. Carroll and Cheyenne Ubier.
So when you say he befriended them, is it a little bit like Diane Fossey or Jane Goodall?
Yes, it was a bit like that, I think. I can't remember if I added more into it, so let me tell you about this. So this was from the 21st of November 2025. 3 members of the notorious Whitaker family, most in blah, 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 blah. Ray Whitaker, 72, his sister...
Ray Whitaker Jr.
His sister Lorraine, 79, and her son Timmy, 46, who were part of a family where some members can only speak in grunts due to alarming health issues, were removed from their home in Odd, a community situated roughly 77 miles south of Charleston.
Was it called Odd before they were there?
I think it was. I think so.
Or after?
Betty, 73, and Larry, 69, so 2 other people who I read in another version of this are not married. They're brother and sister, I believe, but they are not married to each other, told the Daily Mail that they were left bewildered after their relatives were taken without explanation. It comes after a documentary maker recalled a chilling incident with the inbred family after a dark confession. This comes from Betty. They said they were helping them and they couldn't live here no more, Betty revealed. I miss them a lot. I raised them, which I found weird because Ray is actually a year younger than Betty and Lorraine is 6 years older than Betty. So, but then again, I'm pretty sure they had pretty significant developmental
I don't think you can do the
issues.
math on that stuff.
Larry said they weren't told where the 3 were being taken. I've been staying at home waiting on a phone call, but that's all I know, he shared, reports the Express. They haven't called or let me know nothing. They won't tell us where they at. West Virginia's Department of Human Services released a statement to the outlet confirming they were aware of the circumstances but refusing to elaborate due to confidentiality regulations. Officials reportedly declined further comments, citing the ongoing nature of the matter. The Whitaker family rose to prominence after a documentary chronicling their lives became a viral sensation on YouTube 5 years ago, and you can watch this. The family appeared on Mark Later's channel, Soft White Underbelly. Ooh.
What?
The family's inbred, underbelly as a word has...
I watched that. It's on Facebook, isn't it?
And YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the soft white underbelly as opposed to underbelly, which chronicles the underbelly of Melbourne's crime families.
Soft white belly, is it? Soft white underbelly.
Soft white underbelly. Soft white underbelly.
Yeah, that, I think by the time I see it, it's a long time. It's old, but it's on Facebook from time to time. Then if you watch one, then you're fed about a million after that, yeah.
I was hoping they became America's most inbred family via a TV show called America's Got Inbreeding, where everybody had to perform and then crowds voted at the end on who was the most inbred.
So the family's inbreeding started when the children of identical twin brothers Henry and John married and had children of their own, resulting in generations
the children of identical
twins. Yeah, wasn't a good idea.
But they obviously had wives.
Yeah, so, but they...
Yeah. Well, I was just a bit confused then.
No.
What?
Henry had a boy and his brother, identical brother
and
John
Denry had a girl.
And they married each other.
And the boy was called Cletus and the girl was called your sister.
As a result, many of the children have serious disabilities. Cletus, get off your sister. Later disclosed that when he first met the family, he found it hard to communicate with them, comparing his initial experience to a scene from the film Deliverance.
Right, yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. One guy, you would look him in the eye or say anything and he would just scream and go running away, and his trousers would fall around his ankles and he'd go running off and kick a rubbish bin. And this would happen over and over. It was out of control, the craziest thing I'd ever seen. And this is the Diane Fossey moment. Over time, later succeeded in building a connection with the family, resulting in the 2020 documentary Inbred Family, The Whitakers. Nicely named.
Do you know, Diane, have you seen Gorillas in the Mist?
Yes.
Where she's going, trying to befriend the gorillas. I feel like that's exactly what he would have done to talk to the poor children who can only communicate in grunts.
Yeah. It took him 16 years to gain their trust as the family is fiercely
16 years?
Wow.
As the family is
That's determination.
fiercely protected by their neighbours. However, the
What do you
family
mean?
seems it's a close community. And
I want to know
everyone
more
knows
about that.
They're harmless, those Whitakers. Leave them alone. You don't need, and in fairness, you don't need to expose them to the world and ridicule. Leave them alone.
I thought there might have been more of them who are living in houses around the central house.
No, I think they're sort of in one place.
Okay,
however,
gotcha.
The family
leave them alone. I think that's a really good call.
Yeah. The family seems to live in squalor, according to the Daily Mail. Their residence is often seen covered with trash and old household belongings or their treasure. Larry told the outlet that the Adult Protective Services warned him against sharing too much information, saying, "There's too much shit out there. They're watching. People out there making money off them," and this is the exploitation, right? The videos, they don't like it. They told us, "Don't go talk to nobody. It's a lot going on. People calling around. We just got tired of it. That's why I don't go out. I don't talk to nobody." But in an interview I had with Larry a week ago when I was able to call him, no, I'm just kidding.
Also, when you were saying that, I was like, who's she talking about?
I've been talking to Larry. I hooked up an interview. Just kidding. Betty revealed that the removal happened shortly after a protective order against Larry's daughter, Betty Jo BJ. I'm sorry, no. Whitaker Rocha, 47, was dropped, or Rocker probably. So Betty Jo Whitaker Rocker, otherwise known as BJ.
BJ.
There was a protective order against her.
In a story of inbreeding, that's just
wrong, I know. She is not a nice person. Not that surprising, but she had been living with the family. In a video uploaded to the family's YouTube channel on August 27th, Betty claimed BJ was always being on drugs and had attacked her, Larry, and their nephew Timmy. Betty filed a protective order against BJ, but the case was dismissed on September the 4th.
Did you say Betty filed a protective order? Wasn't Betty BJ?
No, Betty Jo is... Betty is the senior lady. She's old. She's 69 or 70 or something. This is Betty Jo, who's Larry's daughter. It's the most confusing.
This is B as opposed to BJ.
Yeah. Betty Jo. This is Betty Jo.
Betty Jo. Elizabeth. Not Betty Jo. Not Betty. Cletus.
Get off.
Betty's going to bed. You can get on your sister now.
Don't be disgusting. So poor old Betty couldn't get rid of Betty Jo. Several weeks later, BJ was hit with a felony charge for fraudulent schemes involving the sale of stolen copper wire to a local recycling facility, according to court documents. The record showed that BJ earned nearly $3,000 between July and August, offloading 1,010 pounds. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
pounds?
Isn't that like 2,000 kilos of stolen copper?
1,010 pounds.
Or is it?
Would be a couple of hundred, maybe.
But I don't do math.
Now you're sort of glazing over going, are they now talking about
is this turned into numbers?
Like metric and imperial. It's like, I don't know the thing, pounds.
It is. It's 458 kilos. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of copper wire is the point I was trying to make. I don't do conversion of pound to kilos.
To only get $3,000, she's been robbed.
Yep.
Oh, well, she's probably just trying to get it off because she needs her heroin or whatever ice or meth or whatever she's on.
Fentanyl.
Because, it could be. What I've read, she's not a nice person. And it puts her in excellent company with all the other disgusting individuals that I've told you about this afternoon. The other thing I did read was she stole their phone. Like she took their actual handset out of their family, so that they couldn't. She cut off their communications basically. So yeah, BJ's a little bitch, and she should just piss off. Yeah.
I know that whole Cletus thing makes me laugh all the time, but that is actually a horrible thing for. I mean, the kids. There's violations of their human rights that isn't just inbreeding. If they can only communicate in grunts, like we'd be terrified of that. No, I don't.
Google the Whitakers.
You need to
I don't know that I do. I don't know that I do.
There's lots of that sort of things.
Three that have been removed look like they really have a lot of developmental.
Because then you know that I'll laugh inappropriately.
That's because you're a bad person.
100%.
That is because you're a bad person. Why do you think I put this article in at the end so that we could have a laugh inappropriately or otherwise? Because the others were just so gross. And there were loads of stories about people killing children. Right in that one.
Oh, hang on, that's the Whitakers in Cambodia. That's a different story. But they all look very normal.
They look fine. What do you want about the Whitakers?
Goodness.
I think he's now.
That one's got two heads. Seriously, it's just a photo, but look at that.
I think that's the three of them that have been removed.
Yes,
they're the ones who are. And when we say removed, I'm pretty sure they've been taken into some kind of social services care.
So, looking at them, can you tell me why it is that it's illegal to inbreed?
Well, it's a bad idea.
It's fairly fucking degenerative. Is that Cletus?
That's everyone's idea of Cletus when you say the words Cletus get off your sister.
Who's your favourite? I know. I just don't want to. I think that we're part of the problem with this. But who is your favourite Whitaker?
Stop it. I think. I mean, absolutely. I talk about the exploitation of this family, of which we're also doing, because this is a story that we're, running. But I'd never heard of them, so I just came across it and thought this is interesting, and I thought it would give us something a little lighter.
I need to tell you something because I've just realised what the context is for me. Here's our redemption arc. So the reason I also know about this is, have any of you read the book called Demon Copperhead?
No.
Okay, so this was a book that I read maybe a year or so ago. It was one of our books, our book club. And the reason why it comes back to bear here is it's set in the Southern Appalachian Mountains of Virginia, where poverty and addiction, aren't ideas. They're as natural as the green grass grows. And there's the demon. Yeah.
I thought you said poverty and diction.
Oh, and sorry.
And I'm like, what? Sorry.
He's lost his words.
Book is based on David Copperfield, although it's called Demon Copperhead. That's the clever part of it. Right. But what it talks about is how all the way along the people in these communities were kind of set up to fail.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things that once it starts to crumble, and then the people that are in power at different times, different governments, whatever else, they have them exactly where they want them, kind of thing. Because at one point, these were the people that were in mines and stuff like that, having the lowest of the low jobs, under incredible hardship just to earn a living. And then these are also the people that are in a lot of the documentaries and movies that you'll see about fentanyl and the drugs that start off with, and I've forgotten what it's called. Is it Oxycontin? Yeah.
Okay,
so they've all got terrible back injuries and back pain. They come down, they become addicted. So it just, runs through the whole.
But we've talked about that before too, in terms of what people are prescribed in the US. That show that you put us onto, Interventions, where people were saying, I hurt my back and they gave me 30 milligrams, 40 milligrams of Oxy. And I'm like, they gave you what? We get 5 milligrams, 10 if you've got cancer and you're dying.
Yeah, sort of post-surgery stuff,
We do not get the levels prescribed to us, and I'm sure we still have people get addicted to it. But no wonder so many people get addicted so easily.
They have kids who are, like the football star or whatever else has a significant injury that's happened on the field. And sure enough, a couple of months later, he's addicted, and then just the whole life starts to spiral. Absolutely. And they're the ones who've got a decent start. The rest of them, they're lucky if they can avoid it all. They're going head straight into it.
And it becomes intergenerational.
Absolutely. So this area, and I understand that thing where there's been a lot of different things focused on them in probably the last 5-10 years, where they're sort of starting to feel too exposed to the outside world, because
Yeah.
obviously it was going on beforehand. It's not a recent thing. That's generations of
Oh, yeah. It's
poor
not
health,
like that.
poor
That
decision.
didn't happen.
Yeah, that did
Even
not
the
happen
Whitakers
quickly.
didn't happen like two
Correct.
generations ago. That's
No,
been
and that's
going on for a
not
while.
fentanyl based, but that's just the latest iteration of this sort of life that is so hard. They're so poor, and there's, I'm not saying at the whim, but that they don't have the power to really make significant changes to have a better life when the cards are stacked against them. So I'm not surprised that these people who are a little bit sort of more savvy than the Whitakers themselves are at least trying to protect them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is, I mean, America's a fairly wealthy country, and to sit back and watch that happening without intervention is sad. Like,
Well, I know we say you think America's a wealthy country, but this recent business of taking away the social food stamps or whatever it was,
Yeah,
42 million people in the US have lost food stamps. 42
mean,
million people need food stamps? What?
It's because
Elon
the
Musk
gap is so
nearly worth
significant.
$1
That's right.
trillion.
It's the
So-
It's the gap between the really rich and the really poor.
Yeah. So if you are
Yeah,
rich
yeah.
in America, there's every likelihood that you will continue to become more rich,
Yeah, of course.
because the system is, I mean, it's the same in Australia, same everywhere really, but there in particular. So when you talk about people that are wealthy, generally speaking, if you might be comparing, say, Australia to the US, or even the US to the UK, the Americans that are considered to be wealthy at one point are so much wealthier than that same kind of
Yeah.
level of living, say, here or the UK. But in comparison, the poor are so much poorer, and that amount of people is so vast. There are so many poor people in the US living a terrible existence, and certainly, no social care, no, Medicare. We've got stuff like that.
Well, I think that's the thing. They could be taxing people and putting some of that towards intervening in some way. The governments choose
don't.
not to. I'm not saying the people, but the
No.
governments don't do that. And that's the bit where there's plenty of money there. They could actually do something with it, but it's so focused on capitalism, I guess, with very little focus on socialism.
Some states vary so dramatically. I mean, doesn't California at one point, it had one of the biggest economies in the world? I don't know if
In
it
the
was
world, yeah,
in the
yeah.
top 10 or something, but it was like nearly
think
its
it
own country.
was,
It was,
yeah.
right? So if you look at something like that, and you then would probably compare it to somewhere like West Virginia, that at one point was, heavily coal-based or whatever else, and then you've got the Rust Belt with all these different things. So many of these different states have such a different existence, and they're like nearly different countries. More so, I think, even than Australia. I think we can compare. Probably the eastern seaboard's a little bit different to the rest of the place, but certainly as it goes down the eastern seaboard, the cities and the towns are somewhat similar, right? Over here, there's not much else going on here in the Northern Territory, or whatever else. But
I mean,
it's
money
very
makes
different
money, and we have a similar system in that regard. But we do put a lot into welfare that doesn't seem to happen in the US, and to sort of sit by and watch these people on YouTube. Like, I mean, I make all the Cletus get off your sister jokes all the time, so I'm not saying I'm perfect
So
about
don't
it.
feel special, Whitakers.
Yeah, but there's money that could actually help break that cycle. I don't know. It's just instead they're on YouTube and somebody else is making money off them. Like, God.
Do you wonder, I've never really thought about this until just now, but when a lot of this stuff happens in the US, like, when they have the government shut down, the people are not getting their food stamps or the allocation of money to buy groceries and whatever else. I've never really thought of it happening here. Like, I mean, it's not something that's ever been on my radar. I wonder what would happen if something like that happened, and how people would react, revolt, what actions they would take. I just sort of ignore it. It's kind of like, oh, that's an American thing. But, obviously we've got people here who would be heavily reliant on that as well, of course. But, the sheer numbers they've got over there are just...
I think it's the numbers that I found staggering as a percentage of the population.
Correct.
So 42 million is a percentage of, what have they got, 330 million or something?
whatever,
Yeah. It just seems like a ridiculous
It's an awful
It's a
lot.
lot. It's like 12% or something.
Yeah. And I don't know the statistics here, but in terms of, I'm sure we definitely have people who are living below the poverty line, but the percentage is what got me.
Yeah.
And some of these people, people are having it hard here as well. There are people going to food banks here who aren't technically poor. Like they're housed, they're paying their rent, they're working, but they're not making enough to be able to cover their rent and their costs and buy food. And so there is more to your question, Shay, reliance and pressure on charities and things like that to actually help people here as well.
Yes.
But I'm not sure how much of it is government funded and how much is charity funded in this country.
Yeah.
Yes, so there you go. Well, that kicked off a rather solemn and sensible discussion, didn't it?
Yes, but I honestly, I can recommend this book. It's a big one.
And who's it by for our listeners?
It's Barbara Kingsolver, and it's called Demon Copperhead. And it won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. So it is a very good book.
Yeah, wow.
And it's the reimagining of David Copperfield. So it's actually very good. But it did take a bit of time to get into. It takes a while to read, and it's all set. It's sort of a little bit of your voice, the Cletus voice. It's written like that, so it takes you a while to find that voice and be able to not be distracted by it.
Read
into it, yeah. So once you get that rhythm, it's like it's actually a brilliant book.
All right. And that, my friends, is all I have to bring you today. But I felt like that was probably enough. There were, as I said earlier, lots of other
humanity.
horrible things. And I just thought,
wasn't
jeepers, what is happening to this planet?
I think you could call the episode "That's Fucked Up."
There's a line in Heathers the movie where one of them goes, "Oh, the humanity."
Yeah.
And it's just like that. Like, God, it's just people doing shit
awful
stuff.
things. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So sorry about that. But as we said recently in another one of these curated content ones, it's getting hard to find the funny stuff. The world is going to hell in a handbasket, and there is a lot of nasty stuff out there. So, oh well.
It is getting hard to find the funny stuff. I agree with that. I'm like, oh my God.
I have to go historical again next time so we can get something a bit lighter that we get a little bit of a distance from and don't feel so personally affected by.
Moronic crimes.
Yeah.
How ironic that you should say that.
Oh, you've got something up your sleeve.
All right, well then I suppose I should say thank you both very much. And on that note, as we say every week, miss you already.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thanks for listening to Trial by Wine. You can contact us at trialbywine@gmail.com. Please rate, review and subscribe to Trial by Wine on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to support us, you can become a patron at www.patreon.com, Trial by Wine, or visit our website www.trialbywine.com to donate to us. Your support will help us cover many more cases and apply wacky sentences. We really appreciate you listening and hope you tell everyone about us. Our cover art is by John Christo and music is by Beauchamp from pixabay.com.